Okay. Can you guys able to hear me now?
Yes, Likita.
Okay. Okay. So today is day 2. Day 2 of testing basics. So till now we saw what are the topics which we will be covering under manual testing concepts. So what is software? What is SDLC and SDLC? What is the difference between
Excuse
project
me,
and
Likita.
product? Yes.
Can you please join Satvika?
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Is the font okay or should I increase the font? Okay. Okay. So,
Hi, Likita. I'm just.
hey, hi.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you guys go on mute. So I will start the class. Yeah. So day 1, what we saw what will be the concepts which I will be covering. So what is software? So what is SDLC and STLC? What is the difference between project and product? So what are the product-based companies and what are the services-based companies? So what is testing? What are the definitions of different definitions of testing? What is a defect or what is a bug? So what is unit testing, integration testing, system testing, UAT. So at what stages we perform these different types of testing we saw, right? So you have to learn about 2 more important concepts, that is white box testing and black box testing. What is white box testing is? White box testing is unit testing and unit testing and internal integration testing, which is performed by the developers. We call this as white box testing, and system testing and UAT testing, which is performed by the testers or the business users. This is called black box testing. So what is the definition of white box testing is the testers who will be doing this testing, so they know the internal code, internal logic of the code. So the developers and the developers who will be developing the code, obviously they know the internal logic, they know the loops, they know the programming language, what they are doing. So they will be having the access to the code. So that is called as white box testing. In black box testing, we just know what is the UI components present, what we need to test, but we don't know what is the underlying logic, what is the underlying code in for that. Suppose if we have a login page, we just only see the login button, username text box, password text box, but we don't know which language did they code that one. So what are the specifications of that language? So what is the internal code that did they write to perform that buttons and text boxes as they have to? So we are not aware of that internal logic. So we as a testers, whether it is manual or automation testing, so we doesn't know what is what the underlying logic for that code is. So that is called as black box testing. So this black box testing, which the system testing and UAT testing comes under black box testing, and unit testing and integration testing is comes under white box testing. White box testing will be performed by uh, developers. Black box testing will be performed by testers and the business users. So what is the definition of white box testing? So users will be aware of the internal logic of the program in white box testing. So what is black box testing? Black box testing is testing the software according to the customer requirement. The customer requirements where the tester is not aware of the internal logic or code of the program. So this is called white box testing and black box testing. What is the difference between white box testing and black box testing is another interview question, so which we will be getting. So then now I'll be telling you very important concepts. So this is more important. So you just have to concentrate on this. So if you have any doubts, so after this you need to ask, like after this concept you just pause me and ask me if you have any doubts. So there are two important concepts in testing. So one is verification, and one is validation. One is verification and one is validation. So what is verification means? To verify correctness and completeness of the documents is called as verification. So verification is to verify correctness and completeness of the documents is called verification. So what is validation? Validation is checking our product whether it is working according to user documents. Checking our product if it is working according to user document. So what phases comes under verification? So what phases comes under validation? So in our SDLC process, so we will look into this now. So what is the first stage of SDLC? So first stage of SDLC is requirement gathering. So how do we get the requirements from the client? So we will be getting the requirements from the client using these documents. So one is business requirement specifications, or customer requirement specifications, or user requirement specifications. So this is the document. So BRS, CRS, URS. So these are the very important terms in the manual testing perspective. So you should know the definitions of this and what do these documents contain. So this BRS, CRS, URS, they stands for business requirement specification, customer requirement specification, or user requirement specifications. These three are the same, and this we will getting from the customer. So customer. So we will be getting these documents from the customer. So once we get this business requirement documents from the customer, so we will be having a business analyst in our team. So every software team, so there is no hard and fast rule that every software team should have a business analyst, but the one who will decode these business requirement specifications, which we get from the customer, to SRS, so software requirement specifications. So what this is means, so this is the business requirement documents will be the high level documents which we will be getting from the customer. So then a business analyst in every team. So he should be he could be a manager, he could be a lead, he could be a whatever person. So but this business and he can perform the business analyst role. So what he will do, he will decode this high level documents which will be getting from the customers, and he will decode it, and he will give the specifications in this software requirement specifications. So this business analyst role person, so he will decode this document and he will develop this software requirement specifications document. So what he will do, whatever the high level requirements he will be getting from the customer, he will divide it, he will decode it, he will write it in a way so that the software industry people, they can understand it. So that is called as software requirement specification documents. And again, we have so we have HDL and LDL. So HDL stands for high level documents and low level documents. HDL is high level document, and LLD is low level document. Sorry, this is HLD. So this is low LLD. So this HLD and LLD will be to the developers. So this business analyst, he will prepare an SRS document, and based on this SRS document, he will prepare two more documents, high level document and low level document. So this is like the more sophisticated way of the requirements. So he will divide this requirements from the SRS documents into way more understandable way to the developers. So from this HLD, so it will be divided into LLD. So this LLD will be containing the low level requirements. The low level requirements of each and every component will be contained in the LLD. So these are all the documents which will be getting from the customer. So this BRS will be getting from the customer, SRS will be getting from the business analyst. So this HLD and LLD will be given to the developers. So based on this, they need to develop their code. So then after this, so these initial phases, it all contains the documents only. So in the BRS, in the SRS, it will contain only the documents. So this is one level, and this is the second level. And this HLD and LLD is the third level. So then only in the fourth level, we will be getting the coding. So in the fourth level only, we will be getting the coding. So this is like a V model. This is the V model. So this model, what it will do, first these customers, they will give the requirements. Then the requirements will be decoded by the business analyst in the way where the software industry people, they can understand it. So then they will be decoded in a more simpler way so that the developers can understand and they can write their code. So then the actual coding will start here. So then what will happen? So based on this coding, so based on this HLD and LLD, so which will be given to the software. So which will be given to the developers. So they will perform unit testing and integration testing. So then based on the SRS document, actual testers, so they will perform the system testing. So then based on the BRS CRS, people will do the UAT testing, user acceptance testing. So if you see at each and every level, so there will be the inputs to the testing, based on which document these people have to do the testing. So this is the inputs. So this is the verification phase. So in the verification phase, we have the documents. So based on the documents, we will do the review of the documents. So business analyst will review the BRS documents, and so based on this, he will provide SRS documents. SRS document, based on the review of this SRS documents, we will be doing the reviews of this high level documents, or then low level documents. So here the testing will be, so this verification stage will be called as the static testing. So where there will be only document, so they will go through the documents, they will go to the requirements, they will conduct meetings, they will do the reviews, they will do the inspections, and they will do the brainstorming sessions, so that they will understand the requirements. So not only understanding the requirements, so they will convert those requirements into the low level components, low level documents, so that the developer can start developing his code based on this requirements. So that's why here the stack only they will do these meetings, review sessions. So in static tests, in static testing there will be review sessions and inspections. So in this is called dynamic testing. So in dynamic testing, what will happen? This is dynamic testing. In dynamic testing, what the actual testing will start from the dynamic testing. So here the static document in the static documents, we have only the BRS, SRS, HLD, LLD documents. In dynamic testing, we will do the actual testing of the components, whether it is working according to the customer requirements or not. So here you need to understand one more thing. So this SRS document. So what this SRS document? So what is this means? This SRS document will contains data flow diagrams, ER diagrams, use cases prepared based on the BRS documents. So these are the important terms. So what this business analyst do, whatever the requirements he is getting from the customer, he will divide these requirements in the more understandable way to the developers, to the software industry people. So for that, to understand the software industry people, so he will take the help of flow diagrams. So you all are aware of the four flow diagrams, right? Flow diagrams, ER diagram. So there is the ER diagram. This is entity relationship diagram. So I will explain this in the further classes. You just have to know what is ER diagram. So these diagrams, based on these diagrams and the flow charts, so he will write this specification so that the developers can understand it. So based on the BRS document, with the help of flow diagrams, ER diagrams, business analyst will prepare this SRS. So, and then here HDL is the main level document, so which contains main module. So here, this is the detailed document. LLD is the detailed document given to the developers to start writing their code. So then what are the techniques we use here is, here we will do reviews, inspections and walkthroughs. Walkthroughs to do these stages, and here to do these stages we use UAT, SIT, unit testing, integration testing. So this is the main importance of this diagram. So I will explain you about what is this. So verification and validation. So what is verification? So verification is to verify the correctness and completeness of the documents. Actually verification starts before developing the software. So actual development of the software start here. So verification stage starts before software is developed. So then validation is started after software is developed. Once the coding is done, once the software is developed, so then only validation starts. So verification is also called as static testing. Validation is also called as dynamic testing. In static testing, we will verify the correctness and completeness of all these documents, whether these requirements are met or not, whether this SRS document contains all the specifications mentioned in the BRS, whether HLD contains all the specifications from SR, whether LLD contains all the specifications from HLD and based on the SRS. So all these things we will be verifying. So that's why this is called as verification phase. And after doing this thing, actual coding starts. So after actual development of software will start. Development of software will start. So after coding, actual validation starts. What is validation? Verifying whether the actual software which is developed, so it is according to the customer requirements. So then here, what is the input for the UAT testing, integration testing is HLD and LLD. So what is the input to the system testing is SRS document. What is the input to the UAT is BRS or CRS or QRS document. So this is the validation phase. So then here we need to know about three important concepts: reviews, inspections, and walkthroughs. So reviews could be of requirement review, design review, code review, test plan review, or test case review. So this requirement review and design review will be done by the developers. So whether the requirements are correct according to DRS or not. So everything will be done by the developers. And code review, test plan review, test case review will be done by the testers at various phases. So code review will be done by the developers using unit testing and integration testing. So test plan review and test case review will be done at the system testing phases by the testing team. So then what is walkthrough? Walkthrough is a formal review and can discuss or raise the issue at the peer level. So walkthrough means, so formally all the developers and the team members, so they will have a discussion. So according to regarding the requirements. So they will discuss with one another. So with the other team members, hey, this requirement is correct or not. I got this from the BA. So if they are not aware, so they will go to the product manager, project manager, or the BA. So they will go to them and they will have their issue, have their doubts cleared. So this is called walkthrough, and this can happen. So walkthrough, they don't actually schedule the meeting, so they don't have the actual meeting. So they will just call them. It would be like two persons. It wouldn't be involving a team. So then there would be inspection. So inspection, so they will invite all the team members. So like it is a formal meeting. So all the team members will be there in the inspection. So there would be author, reader, and modulator. So what the author do is he will read all the documents, and this writer, he will write the comments regarding the documents, and this modulator, he will place an anchor role. So he will he will be the like the moderator means he will convey like what the points were, so what the doubts were. So like that there would be like formal meeting. So review is the informal meeting, inspection is the formal meeting. So what that is difference between, sorry, walkthrough is the walkthrough is the informal meeting. So review is inspection is the formal meeting. So then there would be the team. So team would be containing QA, dev, project manager, like that. So QA people, so what they will do. So QA people, QA team people, so they will start the actual testing. So dev people will start the development. So project management. So project management. So there would be like project lead. So project manager. There will be scrum master. So I will be explaining each and every roles in the coming sessions. So right now you just have to know about so what is what the software team contains. So do you have any doubts here? So this is about verification and validation. So this is the very important a part of any software project, any software team. We as a testers, we should know what are the inputs we will be getting at each stage of testing. So based on what we need to start the testing. So that is called input. So this here during the system testing, so you will be having the SRS document. So based on the SRS documents, you need to pick the test scenario. Based on the test scenario which is picked from the SRS document, you need to write the test cases. So this is very important. So if you guys have any doubts here, you need to clear it here itself. So I will pause it here and I will ask you if you have any doubts. Are you guys clear, or if you are not clear, you can ask me here.
We are clear, Likita.
Okay. Okay. So I will just clear it. So I will provide the definitions here in the document and I will share it. I don't want to waste the time here. So I will give the detailed definition of each and every step here and share the document with you. What is SRS? So what SRS contains? So what is a review? What is the inspection? So what is walkthrough? Each and everything, I will give you the detailed definitions here and share the document by the end of this day. So then here, so if you go here,
Yes,
yes,
so we need to write the test cases with the help of SRS document. Huh?
yes, with the help of SRS document, testers will write the test cases.
Okay. But is it a high level like SRS documents? Can we understand that uh, how that SRS document will be?
Yeah, so this SRS document, if you have any doubts, so we need to go to the business intelligence. So BI people, so we need to go to that team and we will ask them, hey, I have some doubts in my SRS document. So I am
Yep.
having trouble in understanding this document. Can you please elaborate it? Or you need to go to the project manager or scrum master. You need to go to the higher level management people and ask them, you need help in understanding this document.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So whether it is SRS document, it could be a document, it could be a Word document, it could be a PDF document, or it could be a backlog. So what is backlog and everything, I will explain you when we start Agile. So you won't understand it now, and that would be too much for you for second class. So I will explain you later in the later parts of the session. Right now I don't want to confuse you with all these new terms.
Okay.
Okay. So is it clear? Can I clear the board?
Yeah.
Okay. So here, if you see, we are good with SDLC and SDLC life cycle. We know what is static and dynamic testing. We know what is verification and validation. So we went through the different levels of testing. So we know what is white box testing and black box testing, right? So then we will be going what is QA, QC, and QE. So here I forgot one term. So QA, QC, and QE. So QA means quality assurance. QC means quality control, and QE means quality engineering. So what QA is do? QA will be there and QA will be there and in each and every phase of the testing. QA quality assurance people, he will be there in every phase. People, he will be there from right from the URS, CRS document stage. He will be there from BRS document stage. So what quality control people, he will be in only in testing phase. So quality assurance people, he will be present in the team right from requirement analysis. From if you go to SDLC document, so if you go to SDLC phase, so this quality assurance people, so he will be from requirement analysis, software design, development, testing, deployment, every phase. So, but the quality control person, so this quality control person, he will be there only in the testing phase. So QA is a person who will be there in each and every phase of testing. So quality control people, he will be mainly in the software validation phase, or QA people only in the testing phase or software validation phase. So then who is quality engineer? Quality engineer is the automation tester who actually writes automation code. Engineer is the automation tester who actually writes the automation code to test whether the software is according to the given requirements from the customer. So QA person, he is the process related. So he will be there in every process of the testing. So why QA person is important is to build the quality. And so if QA, so imagine if QA person is there in each and every phase of the testing. So if a tester is there for each and every phase of the testing, so then if you have any requirements, any suppose if requirement is not correct, so QA person he will go and he will ask, hey, my requirements is not correct, so is this the correct requirement? If something is wrong here, then that could be caught in the plan. Sorry, if something is wrought in requirement analysis phase, so then that would be caught in the software design phase. So here each and every phase, if QA person is there, so there would be the minimum possibility of having defects in the end code which went to the customer. So that's why it is required to have a tester in each and every phase. If a tester is there in each and every phase of the SDLC process, so then that is called as, that person is called as quality assurance, QA person. If a person is there only in the testing phase, then that person is called as QC. So, but here nowadays, so all these roles, they were like, there is no difference between QA, QC, and QE. So every person will be called as a QA. So he will be there in each and every phase of the testing. So he could be a manual tester, he could be an automation tester. Yeah, but all these people were called as QA. But this is the actual definition of QA. So this is also one of the important interview questions. So they will be asked you the what is the exact difference between QA, QC, and QE. Are you guys clear? Okay. So here I will be giving you the waterfall model, V model, so agile model. So there will be two different terms, waterfall model and agile model. So this is the project. So how your project is working depends on the waterfall model and agile model. So waterfall model is the old model way. So to develop a project. So agile model is the new model. So right now, all the projects in the companies, they're trying to move it to the agile, but it is not happening. But still, agile model is the more modern methodology of a project. So what is waterfall model and what is agile model? I will explain you here. Suppose if you go here in SDLC, so here, so this is the different stages of SDLC, right? One is requirement gathering. So another one is software design, then coding or development, then testing, then deployment, then maintenance. So in waterfall model, so what happens is these requirements will be getting from the customer. So BS will participate, BS or team member or project manager. In design phase, developers will participate. In coding, developers or BAs or team lead or higher level of management, they will participate. In coding phase, only developers. In testing phase only, actual testers comes into picture. So what will happen when testers comes here means these requirements will be, so suppose if the project is 6 months, they will start the requirements gathering in the first month. So design will start in the second month. So coding will only start in the third month. So as coding is a major part, so they will do fourth month. So they will take 2 months for the coding and they will give you only 15 days to 1 month for testing. So then deployment, again, this deployment on the team people, so developers will do. And maintenance, everything, the developers, testers, everyone will combine to do the maintenance. So here, if you see, testers will come in the fourth stage. That means testers will come after 4 months this project has started. So these testers, they won't participate in requirement gathering, design specifications, coding phase. So they don't participate in any of the previous stages, so that what the tester is not aware, so what they have discussed. So if something is there in the PRS document, so when that document comes to as tester as an SRS document, so there could be so many things which the tester will be missing. So when the tester comes into picture, so he will be missing all these things. So the tester will don't know actually what is the actual requirement. So what is the refined requirement by the BA people and the developers. So what will happen here is there is a big communication gap between the developers and the testers. So that is so in that case, what will happen is the project, so the end product which will be going to the customer, so they will be having so many issues. So that's why, so this is the waterfall model. So in this waterfall model, so there would be no coordination between the developers and testers during the requirement gathering, design and coding phase. So that's why we have agile model. So what is agile model means? In every phase of testing, both developers and testers, in every phase of testing, both developers and testers will be present. So when during the requirement gathering and design phase, during the requirement analysis phase, so testers will do the requirement analysis by the testers. So then during the design phase, so what testers will do? Testers will design the test cases, will write the test cases during the design phase. So they will review the test cases and they will write the test cases. So during the coding phase, so they will try to, like, if they have any issues from design phase, so they will do the design in these two phases, design and coding phase. So in testing phase, they will actually execute the test cases what they wrote. So they will execute the test cases and verify if this is according to the customer requirements or not. So in deployment phase, what they will do, so they will try to automate their test cases or run their automation test cases. So they will write code for their automation test cases or run their automation test case. So here, if you see, in every phase of the SDLC life cycle, developers and testers, they are actually they are working together. So if developers and the testers are working together, so then the product will be the mostly 100% bug-free product. So to achieve the 100% bug-free or defect-free project, so we have this agile environment. So this agile is the modern technology, which modern methodology, so which almost all the project management teams, they are following to deliver the defect-free or bug-free product to the end customer. Are you guys clear about the waterfall and agile methodologies?
Yes.
So this is the difference between waterfall methodology and agile methodology. So in waterfall methodology, so only tester comes into picture during the testing phase. But in the agile methodology, in each and every phase of the software development life cycle, both the developers and testers, they will work together to develop an defect-free or bug-free project or product to the end customer. So that is the difference between waterfall methodology and agile methodology. So in agile, so there would be again so many new terms and terminology which you need to learn to work on the agile project. Most of the testing projects nowadays, they have moved, most of the projects they have moved to agile methodology. So in agile projects, so there would be like one scrum master, so who will be running this agile project. So one project manager, so 3 to 4 developers and 2 to 3 testers. So and one BA person. So agile project will be of length 10, not more than 10 people, 10 persons in agile project. So there would be one scrum master, 4 to 5 developers, one project manager, one BA, business analyst, 4 to 5 developers, and 2 to 3 QA. So this is the structure of a agile project. So what are the different terms and what are the different techniques we use in agile projects? So that one I will explain you in detail. So in it will require 2 to 3 classes. So I think I will explain the agile methodology and agile project after we complete the automation testing. So then only you guys will understand the exact definition and exact agile project, how we do. So that's why I will explain you it in the end. So then we have to know about what is soft system testing and what are the different things, what are the different steps we do in system testing. What is system testing? This is also called as black box testing. So what? So till now we have understand. So what is a project? So what are the different terminologies we use in a project team in a software industry? So what are the different types of projects? So what is the different phases we have in a project? So what the developers do, what the testers do. So what are the documents the developers use? What are the documents the testers use? So now we will learn. So what the actual tester will do, what is his roles and responsibilities in a project. So these are the roles and responsibilities of a tester in system testing or black box testing. So understanding the requirements. So understanding the requirements, writing test cases, execute test cases, finding defects and reporting them to the developers, participating in different review meetings, and writing automation scripts, executing automation scripts, generating reports for those scripts, and status reports sending to the management team. So these are the different roles and responsibilities of a tester, of a QA person in as a part of system or black box testing. So this would be the main, this is also an important interview question. So you will be asking, so what are your roles and responsibilities as a QA tester, as a system tester, or a black box tester, or a tester who is following the black box testing methodology. So what are your roles and responsibilities? So these are your roles or responsibilities. Understanding the requirements, identifying the test scenarios, writing the test cases, finding defects and reporting them to developers. Writing automation scripts. Point I have fifth point I have missed it. Fifth point is participate in different review meetings. Writing automation scripts, executing automation scripts, generating reports, status reports, sending status reports to development, to higher level management. Status reports to So these are the various roles and responsibilities of a tester. So, and here we have to learn about two important terminologies in a testing: functional and non-functional testing. So, what is functional? What is functional testing, and what is not functional testing? So what is functional testing is verifying that each functionality of the software application operates in conformance with the requirement specification. So this is called as functional testing. So actually what the actual testing which the testers will be doing is called as the functional testing. So functional testing means verifies that each function or each component of the software application operates in conformance with the requirement specifications. So what is functional testing means? Verifying each function of the software application is operating in conformance with requirement specifications. On the black box testing comes under functional testing. So black box means both manual and automation. And what is not functional? So verifying the functionality of an application, whether the application is working as per the requirements which we get from the customer or not, is called as functional testing. So we will log into the application, we will verify different components of the application, whether the login page is working or not, whether the home page is working or not, whether the logo is present in the home page or not. So whether the different components of the home page are working correctly or not. So verifying all these things is called as functional testing. What is not functional testing means? So in non-functional testing, we test the non-functional aspects of an application like performance, usability, reliability, etc. So what we test? Testing the non-functional aspects of application like performance, usability, reliability is called as non-functional testing. So why do we do non-functional testing? Means suppose we have an application. So suppose we have a shopping portal. So if that so what the functional testers will do, so whether we could able to log into the shopping portal, whether we could able to adding those components, adding your products to the cart, so whether we could able to check out the project, so whether you could be able to do the billing, whether we could able to provide your address, whether that could able to ship your project, so verifying your delivery information, everything. So these testers will go whether and test whether the shopping application, so each and every component of that shopping application, he could able to test it. It could yeah, it is working as per the requirements from the customer or not. That functional testing he will do. So in non-functional testing, there will also be testers in the non-functional testing. But what those testers will check is like how many people could able to access the application. If multiple number of people are accessing that application, So whether there is a slowness in the application or not. If more than, like, if thousands or millions of people are accessing the application, so how the application is behaving, is there any slowness in the application, whether that application is getting crashed or not, whether user is observing any abnormal behavior in the application when more number of people are using that. So that is called as the non-functional testing, like performance testing, how the performance of the application is there. So here in functional testing, we will do the functional aspects of the testing, whether the functionality is working fine or not. In non-functional route, we will see whether the performance of the application, it is up to the requirements, it is up to the customer expectations or not. So whether the usability of the application, whether if more number of people are using the application, so whether there is any slowness, so there is any abnormal behavior in the application or not, so that the non-functional testers will test it. So in functional testing, we will do the manual and automation testing. So there are many, we use these manual and automation testing techniques to perform functional testing. In non-functional testing, so we will do the performance testing, we will do the stress testing, we'll do the spike testing. So all these testings will come under non-functional testing. So examples of non-functional testing. So examples of this one is like black box testing and why. So here, performance testing, security testing. So security testing here, what we do is, like, there are any vulnerabilities in the application or not. So whether people could able to hack that application, like how easy is it to hack that application for a hackers. So all these things we will do as a part of security testing. Stress testing, type testing, etc. So this all they will come under non-functional testing. So this is here what we will test. We test readiness of an application, as per the non-functional parameters. So example is like how many people can simultaneously log into the application. So like if how many people can access the application so that the application could crash. So these things, this non-functional testing, so this will test. So I will make a pause here. It's almost 8 o'clock. So if you have any doubts, so you can ask.